going to show you how to install this plumbing drainage system without using a measuring tape. All right, so it's going to be very rudimentary, and so with no further ado, let's do this. First thing I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to take this Sawzall blade. All right, I'm going to stick it up here to the bottom of my countertop here. All right, then I'm going to come down here right to the center of my drain pipe. All right, and that's going to give me some play to make adjustments with. Then I'm going to come over here to the drain. Okay, I'm going to put it again to the bottom of my countertop. Then right here where I'm pinching my blade. All right, now where my fingers are, okay, the center of my finger, center of my thumb, I'm going to mark right here on this tape with a pencil. You could use a knife, whatever you want to do. You can put a scratch there so you've got it marked. All right, and then that's where you would then cut right here where you've marked it. Okay, now you take this off. Okay, I've got this screwed on here. All right, so you take this off. Okay. Okay, now you always want to put your seal on, and it's got a taper. So the narrow side goes down. The top side is thicker. Okay, I'll show you one here. This is an older style. Okay, and you can see how the top is so much thicker, and it tapers down. Okay, and I'll show you why that tapers. It creates a seal, and I'll show you that. All right. So if you look inside here, okay, this tapers in here, okay? And so it fits in this recessed area, which I will put it in and show you how it fits right here. Okay, so that fits right inside there, just like this, okay? Okay, and then as you tighten down the nut on top, it presses this and pushes this down in and seals it. Okay, now that's how that works. So I've already have this cut. All right, so this is a link that I've ended up with. Okay, now as you see, there is this indentation here where it's made a little bigger. All right, that's about 2 inches, which is roughly almost 3 fingers in length. Okay, 3 fingers from the top right here to this bottom edge where it's a maximum depth that you have. So what we want to do is we want to cut that pipe so that it's in here about the middle or a little more. So you got some adjustment, okay, if you need to. So I'm going to bring this up. Okay, get this screwed on. If I have to, I'll set this phone down. It looks like I'm going to have to set the phone down. So let's give you a bird's eye view. Okay, now here's your bird's eye view. Now I'm going to go ahead and screw this on. Okay. Now I've got it screwed on. Now this looks like it might be a little too long. If it is, I've got adjustments. I can always push this up, okay? Or I can bring it down, whatever I need to do. I have this adjustment, okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this piece. This goes to the P-trap. You see how this is angled down. Now this has a built-in flange, all right, which will create the seal here, okay? That's also tapered, as you can see. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in here and take that as far as it'll go, all right? It's seated. All right, I'll now screw this on. Okay, now this particular setup, the way this drain pipe is set up, all right, it will allow me to push this pipe all the way in. So I'm turning the camera around. Okay, now, so this makes it really nice. I'm able to take this and then push this in. There it goes. All right, which will allow me to make the adjustment I need here. Otherwise, I would cut it to fit. They don't always go in like that, all right? So I would have to bring that out to where it lines up at this point. Okay, let's just say it didn't do that, right? I will now hook up my P-trap and show you how I would make this next adjustment, okay? Now, remember, you have about 2 inches of play here. You can see this lip I'm talking about. So I can raise this up if I need to. Some I can pull it down, and I have about 3/4 of an inch either way. All right. And up to about 1.25 inches max, but you don't want to take it that far. Now, so let's take this and turn this so we know how far this needs to go back. All right, so you see where this is. All right, this needs to go back further. All right, so I can now turn this. Okay, and it looks like I'm really close to where I need to be. And it also looks like I need to come down some on my P-trap. So I'm pulling it down. All right, now I'm lining up, okay? Now I can bring this up to where we're touching. Okay, get that turned where it's going to fit. All right, you get this where it's lined up. Okay. And now I can push this up, this whole thing up, so that it meets over here. Okay. Now, I just bring this nut over here. That comes on around. Okay. And it will now screw on. Now I'm going to have to play with it here, and I should probably going to require 2 hands. And it looks like I've got it. Okay. Now, if this didn't line up like this, if I wasn't able to push this pipe back in here, I would take this and I would bring here, I would come back, I would see where it lines up, how much it will fit in here. Okay, at this point, and I'd bring it back to about 3-4 inches, about 3-4 fingers back, maybe 2 fingers minimum. Okay, so the tail of this pipe would go back into the drain pipe here in the wall about 1 inch or 2, maybe 3 inches. And that's what I would do. I'd give myself about 3 inches. Hey, Big Tim, long time. Happy New Year's, my brother. All right, so I would give myself 2 to 3, maybe to 4 inches back into this pipe normally. But in this particular situation, I was able to run it all the way through and then pull it out and make this connection. All right. So now my seal, I've got all my seals in place. I can take this, screw this on. You want these good and snug. All right, you don't necessarily have to use a wrench. If you can get these solid, get them snugged up where they're tight. All right, everything's snug and tight where it's not moving. Okay. Now I'm adjusting and tightening this, getting it where it's not going to move. Everything is nice and tight. All right. How's it going, Tim? How are you doing? All right, there that is. Big Tim, God we trust. All right, now I'm going to get all this tight and snug. Now I really need two hands to do this with. So I am going to turn this camera around once again, so we can now see what I'm doing as I'm completing this. Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to touch base. Get hooked up, connected on YouTube. I'm on Facebook or something. All right. Get this tight. Hold this pipe. Get this nice and tight. All right. And you've seen I was able to get all this, and I would have cut this pipe, but I didn't. I already had it cut to speed up the process. Okay, so you just take, I could have used a stick. I could have used another pipe. You could even take a measuring tape and use it, even if you don't know how to use it and read it, as a story pole. All right. And remember, you want to measure your drain pipe in the wall to the center of the pipe. All right there to the center of the opening. You want to measure right there at the center of that opening, which gives you some play. 3/4 of an inch up, 3/4 of an inch down, and you'll be sure to have enough pipe in there to fit, to make adjustments and get it in there. All right. And I'll go back over that. Let me turn this around. Okay. So what I'm talking about, just in case there's any questions, I'll show you one more time. Not using a tape measure. This is my story pole. Okay, I'm just putting it to the bottom of my cabinet, and I'm going to the center of this drain pipe with my fingers. I'm marking the center with my fingers. I'm coming over here, and on the drain pipe coming down, I'm using my fingers to mark it. I put a piece of tape on this pipe, this one here that I cut. Okay, and then I bring my fingers here and I mark it right there at my thumb on this pipe here, and then you mark this pipe at that point and then cut it. And I'm talking about the drain pipe here coming down where you're going to connect your P-trap. All right, and you've got 2 inches of play here. So remember, you can go ahead and make this down drain pipe here about another inch and a half longer. All right. And if you make it too long, you can always cut it and make it shorter. So it's real forgiving that way. Now, it's not hooked up yet, but this is the sink. This is a vessel sink here. And I need to put my faucet in. Okay, here's my faucet. Let me get this faucet. All right, here's the faucet. That's going to go right here that I'm going to be hooking up. All right, that's the faucet, and that's what it's gonna look like when I'm finished. And that'll be really nice. Although I'm concerned about the height of this faucet, the distance here of it splashing if it's water's up too high. So you're definitely going to have to be careful and regulate your water flow down here at the bottom with your valves. Turn your water pressure down at the valve down here and adjust that so you don't have a lot of pressure coming through. So it's regulated here so it doesn't splash out, because this is really low profile. See, really nice though. It's gold and black, or a dark brown and gold, should I say, or a black and gold. There's actually a little bit of both going on here. All right, thank you, brother. Appreciate you being here, Tim. So that's how you regulate that, so that this doesn't splash, you know, because there's your handle, and that's the setup. And I have another one to put in over here, but this one I'm getting going. So, well, I thank you for being here. I need to have my tripod in here. I don't have my tripod in here at all. I'm not ready for that. Because to install the vessel sink, I'll be going live here, and I'll be showing you how this gets put in place, because it's a special setup. All right, you've got this rubber, okay, and then you have this ring right here. Here's the base where it sits, and so I'm going to show you how all this goes together and setting up this sink and getting it mounted, and that'll be in my next video. So appreciate you being here. And while I'm sitting here looking at it, here is a custom towel rack that I had made. This is made from a baluster on a staircase, and custom mounting brackets here. And that's a custom towel rack I had specially made from a stair. But most people want to call them spindles, but the proper name for this is not a spindle, but a baluster. All right. And that's a custom made towel rack that I had designed, that I created out of a baluster. So, Tim, thanks for being here, bro. We'll have to get connected, maybe like on Facebook, so I could have talked to you. Well, thanks for being here. I may go live here in just a minute again to do the sink installation, and I may not go live and then just upload it here in a few days. So keep your eye out for that. And remember, tell a friend. It's a win-win-win. Never give up, because there's always a way, always. So thanks for being here. Tell a friend. Save it for future reference. Check out the commercials, and let me know what you think. Appreciate you popping in. You may want to go do a playback and go back and watch this from the beginning. I'm getting ready to end whoever it is that just dropped in. All right, God bless you. Oh, you're not on Facebook. Well, maybe we can exchange phone numbers, you know. Go to your page or something. All right, bro. Thanks for being here. Take care. God bless. And as I always say, never give up. Tell a friend it's a win-win-win. And let's keep this country in prayer. Bye for now. Bye.